Hi everyone, today I'll be looking at a budget wireless microphone system from Pixel. And full disclosure, they did send this device out to me for free in exchange for a video review, but they have not seen this video before it was published, and all of the opinions and testing and everything I've done myself and are my own. So I'll be using this wireless microphone system for the entire video, except for those parts where I do comparisons. And, I'm also applying my normal noise reduction and noise leveling type processing that I do with all my videos. Nothing special, really. I just click a couple buttons and everything is automatic. So I'm not doing any hardcore audio processing. Basically, you're hearing it just like I would any other video that I do. So I'm going to put up a few pictures here of all the accessories included with the system. Basically comes with all the cables you need to use it with either a camera or a cell phone. It comes with the charging cables, and it comes with this nice little hard shell case that you can carry everything nice and neatly with you out to your jobs or to wherever you're going. So basically I'll be comparing the straight out of camera or straight out of the cell phone audio quality versus using this wireless microphone system. I'll also be testing for the range because they claim, I think, about 30 or 50 meters, something like that. But we'll see how that works out when we get out into the backyard here. And then I'll just kind of sum it up for you what I think the pros and cons are. All right, so I'm in my backyard with the Pixel Voical wireless microphone system. And right now I'm using one here in my pocket with the lavalier microphone hooked up. And I wanted to test this outside where there's a lot of ambient noise, because behind my trees here, there's a major highway, there's a lot of road noise. There's also a lot of road noise right in front of my house because I'm on a major street. And there's an airport or an Air Force base about a mile away where there's always helicopters and planes flying very low over my house. So yeah, it's noisy here. And we're also going to do a distance test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk with my back to you with the microphone here in my front pocket to the end of my yard here, which is roughly about 10 or 12 meters back, maybe a little more. And then I'm going to walk back facing you, and we'll see how well the microphone stays connected to the system. And I'll just talk about something randomly, just to keep the jibber jabber going so you can see how well it works. So one of the things about a UHF system is there's no audio delay or lag like you get with some digital systems, the 2.4 gigahertz wireless systems. Those systems, they have to take an analog signal like your voice, convert it to digital, transmit that to the receiver in digital. The receiver has to convert the digital back to an analog signal. Okay, so now I'm turned around and facing you. But like I was saying, once the digital receiver converts that back to analog into your camera, you have to have a very high-end 2.4 gigahertz system so that there's virtually no audio delay or lip syncing issues, which was very common early on. But now a lot of the systems, the better systems, $200, $300, $400, you don't get that kind of delay like you used to. Now, one of the nice things about this system is it has two transmitters. So if I'm doing an interview, I can give one transmitter to, the other person that I'll be talking to, and then I'll have my own transmitter so we have optimal audio quality. The other nice thing about this system, it has an internal microphone. And one other thing is, you can charge this and use it at the same time. So I forgot to charge this one up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap microphones. But before I do that, I'm just going to put this one in. Let me turn it on so we can hear what it sounds like with both of them on at the same time with just me talking. All right, so how's that sound? Now I have both microphones on. They're both picking up my voice, so it'll be kind of interesting how this sounds. I haven't tried this yet myself. So let me go ahead and turn this one off. And one of the nice things about this, it has a nice OLED display on the front here. So in the shade here outdoors, I can see it very clearly. I can just barely make it out in direct sun, but here in the shade, no problem. So now we're on the transmitter's internal mic only, being charged at the same time while I use it. So I'm just going to walk around the tree here behind me and see how it handles, the signal just going around this tree. And this is a pretty hefty oak tree here. So I'd be a little bit, I wouldn't be surprised, I should say, if the signal breaks up when I'm going around this tree. But how did that go? Hopefully that worked out okay. Now I wanted to show you another feature on the microphone system is I can quickly mute the audio either directly on the transmitter or on the receiver that's on top of the camera. So I can just click this button here. So even though I was just talking there was no sound, right? So that's how the system sounds on mute. And again, you can mute it either directly from the transmitter or the receiver. And if you have a two transmitter system, it's kind of handy, you know, if a person needs a cough or something, they can just quickly mute the microphone themselves, or, you know, you can mute everybody all at once from the transmitter. Now this microphone kit also came with this cell phone bracket here, which allows me to mount the microphone onto the back of the bracket, and then I can mount like an accessory LED light on top so that I have a complete vlogging kit for my cell phone. It also comes with the proper cable, which is a TRRS on this end, and it's just a standard TRS that plugs into the device itself. And now you have like the perfect vlogging kit ready to go day or night with your cell phone. So let's take this outside and see how this system sounds using it on a cell phone. All right, now I'm using my Samsung Galaxy S9's internal microphones. So this is how this sounds. And again, I think this is a fair test in a relatively noisy environment because, you know, the highway behind me and the potential for helicopters and airplanes to fly over. But this is how it sounds. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug in the Pixel Voical Air wireless system. Now we're using the Pixel Voical Air wireless microphone system, and I'm just using the internal mic here built into the device, and we'll switch over to the lav mic system, but hopefully you can tell the difference between the two. All right, now I'm using the Voical Pixel Air lav mic, and I moved the transmitter down into just my pants pocket here, and of course, you know, I can tuck the wiring and everything down if you want to get all fancy. All right, so I wanted to give you another scenario of using the system indoors, and right now I'm using the Olympus's internal microphone system. Now I'm not using the Pixel Voical Air wireless system, so let me go ahead and plug that in so you can see the difference. Now I've plugged in the Pixel Voical Air wireless microphone system, and I'm just using the lavalier mic with a single transmitter, so you can kind of get a feel for how it sounds now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the lavalier microphone system, and now I'm using the microphone built directly into the device here. And if I put it in roughly the same place, or typically I would put it right here in my pocket, so you can just see how it sounds. You know, just using the microphone alone. So if you forget to bring your lav mic or just prefer not using it, this gives you another option. So let's sum up some of the pros and cons of this system. I think the biggest pro being is the price point, because for the single microphone system, you can get a portable, compact, lightweight, wireless microphone system for under $100, and a double microphone system with a single receiver for under $200. I think that's the biggest pro, and it does make a significant difference, in my opinion, than using either your cell phone's internal microphone or even the camera's internal microphone. Another nice pro is that the system can be charged and used at the same time. So it's virtually an unlimited battery life, right, when you use an external power bank. But without the power bank, I get comfortably 3 hours of battery life out of this, and it actually stays on for about 4 hours, right? But I've only tested it up to about 3 hours, and then I left it on from there, and it stayed on about another hour before it went dead. And another nice thing is being able to mute the individual transmitters separately, or mute everything all at once from the receiver itself. I think the OLED display is very legible and provides good information about what channel you're on, your battery level, and also your audio levels. It's a little hard to tell how loud things are using that meter, but you know, it's good enough. It tells you that it's getting sound and it's relatively loud. So let's talk about some of the cons of this system, and it's really hard for me to call them cons given the price point, because when you're talking about a single wireless microphone system for under $100, or you're talking under $200 for a dual microphone system, it's not really fair to call these cons, but I will give you some comparisons from the microphones that I own. Like I have the Rode Micro, you know, direct competitor to this type of system, and Yeah, the audio quality is better. Not so much the sound itself, but the noise floor. There's less hissing, and it does a little better job outdoors in canceling out some of the ambient sound. The range is a little better too, although it's not like way better. Like the test that I did using this system, the Rode mic performed kind of similar walking away, but was a little better when I was walking towards the camera. So it's just a little stronger signal. And the same thing goes for my Sarmonic Blink 500 system. I think in that system, yeah, the audio quality, the noise suppression, the noise floor are all better. The audio quality in of itself, separate from that, was about the same, given the microphones that I was using. So I've been using this system for this entire review. So everything you've heard, except for the comparisons, have been coming from this microphone system. I haven't been using anything else. And, you know, to kind of sum it up, I think it's a reasonable budget choice for a wireless microphone system. You know, if you're just getting started and you're on a budget, I think it works great with a cell phone. It works great with a camera. As long as you don't go too far away, I think 2-3 meters is reasonable. Beyond that, you might drop the signal here and there, which, you know, is okay for the enthusiast or, you know, amateur vlogger. I don't recommend this for professional use mainly because of the noise floor and the potential for drop signal when you get a little bit out of range. But again, I think this, because of the price point, this is really targeted for beginning vloggers on a budget.